Welcome back. Okay, we're switching projects. We're going back to the Batesy interpreter, and our goal is we're going to take the library we just updated and try and introduce it into our interpreter evolutionary design project and get some better error handling. All right. So let's see. Our project now is Batesy, and I hate this moment because we did a breaking change on the library in spite of the numbering being very mild. All right, so we need to update this package. And what do I expect to happen? Well, I think we we have those duplicated things we just pulled in check two and inject. Well, I guess check two doesn't conflict in name, but it does in operator. And then the inject, so those will conflict. We can just delete them. We have places where uh, we've used single bars and we kept them single bars. There may be some places that we're relying on the double bar, the backtracking. So we may have some places break. We may have some tests break because they're passing now and they wouldn't before because we have the new non-backtracking stuff. So, but I do expect something to break in this process, syntax wise and probably semantics wise. Okay, so how can I tell what this is? No selection. Okay, I guess we can see our README at the bottom. We have inject. Okay, so we did update. All right, now if I build, something ought to break. Okay, so this is update p combo library. Okay, ambiguous use of this. All right, well, the issue is parser combinator says it defines it. Actually, let's just get rid of this file. Parser combinator. Okay, so we'll delete this. Move Swift. We're going to move that to the trash. And it's test. Move to the trash. Okay, now let's build again. Oh, inject. I make this mistake all the time. I don't know a good way to check for it though. All right, what's the mistake? Well, it's back in P combo. Um, we defined the new inject. Inject. I said it was public, but I didn't say the initializer was public. That would feel like it's worth a warning or something. Okay, everything about it is public, but that. All right, and because my tests are all local, they don't care. Um, let's check this in. And let's make sure check is the same. Yeah. Okay, public function. Good, good, good. Okay. All right, let's go take this. To be fair, let's make at least call it 0.2. Tag it. I mean, it is a breaking change, so at least go up a little bit, even though it's under 1.0.0, so it's still experimental and you can kind of muck around a little bit. But I think we are better this way. Okay, and now back in BASIC. Let's update this again. Update package. Okay. And I don't, there must be a place that tells you this. Assets, entitlements. Yeah, I don't know where they record that. But it definitely knows the version. Maybe it's in the this thing. Combo. Well. We can tell if we look at this. There's Publicanet. Okay. But yeah, I don't know why that didn't. All right, so we checked in the new library, and we didn't have to change anything other than getting rid of the duplicate code. Let's see where we are on tests now. Not bad. Okay. Numeric type is required. Oh, good. This is one of these. We'd prefer numeric type is required. Now we're getting numeric type is required. Okay, so that's the kind of change we were after. Okay, so run them again. Okay, step clause has better message. We updated pcombo library. Removed overlapping code and fixed error message. Step clause has better message. Okay. And, I don't have a good way. I mean, this was annoying for 5 minutes that I was in that state, but you could imagine it being longer, right? You update the library and a bunch of stuff changes. And you don't just change one error message, you change dozens or hundreds of places. I don't know. It's such a drastic change potentially. It's like, are you going to do this in a branch? Are you going to do it? Are you going to find a way to make both of them work together? What's going to happen? How are you going to manage it? And it puts you in a unstable place for a while, which is not a good thing. And I don't know, lots of times you can't really have the same library twice, old version, new version, and mix and match, right? So that's a little bit fraught. So this may be a place, I don't know. I hate to have to do the separate branch thing because it's just so risky. I mean, when I'm doing these for real life, I'll try and take small steps and sometimes update a library in stages. Uh, most, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say most. Many times, libraries deprecate before they delete, and so you can upgrade, and all the old functionality is still there. But if you want to you'll get warnings about things that have been deprecated and now you need to delete them. So I probably could have taken that step here, um, introduced the double or operator and say like, hey, single or is going, maybe it's going away, right? I could have done that in multiple stages as the library release, or introduce the double or operator, say, okay, switch everything to use this, and then warn when they use the single one and say, like, hey, this is becoming the non-backtracking version. If you're using this, a future release will change this kind of thing. And then anybody that needed the double backtracking one could modify it. Um, so it's really on the library people to make that sort of change smoother. Um, I'm not too, it's just me. It's only 10 minutes, but I'm trying to draw the bigger lesson. Like, if I had other people who were relying on that old behavior, I got to at least have a release where the double or is supported, and hey, if you're relying on it, move to this, and get a warning if you use the old one, um, and then release the old one, and then maybe if I were deleting, like the check where I deleted it, and introduce it, leave it there for a while, and then delete it, warn for a while, deprecate it, and then delete it. It just takes multiple releases to do stuff properly like that. And I shortcutted it. I probably should have been more diligent, do it more realistically. Okay, but we are caught up there. All right. I think, okay, so now we, well, let's look at this 4-step thing. So syntax analyzer, oh, it's a statement parser. Step, okay, make a for statement. All right, yeah, here we go. So this is the for statement. For variable equals expression to expression, and then an optional match step expression. And the expression has to be float type. And so what happened with the old, if I went back to this, okay, which is the old semantics, it would try the step. It would say, oh, I see, I got a step. That's great. It would try the expression and say, yep, there's an expression. It was a string. And it would try require float type and say, like, oh, wait a minute, it's not allowed to be a string, so this is going to fail. So my whole clause fails, and just take the nil. Excuse me, just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so if I got here and failed in the old style, I would say, oh well, the whole thing failed. Nil is okay; it's optional. Go ahead and make it a nil, and then I get the make for statement, which never processed the step, and you get to the end of it, um, up at the caller, and it says, okay, you matched your for statement, and now you got junk at the end of the line, which is the word step and the string. The new way with the single question mark like we have now, it matches step and it matches expression, and then it fails the float type and says, oh, you made progress, but you failed. That's an error, and it returns the error, improper numeric type, instead of getting to the end and saying that. So that's the explanation of that one. Okay, now let's look for to do, because anywhere that has a suspicious message, it's not references, it's text. Okay, anywhere with a suspicious message, I left a to do, which is not my favorite thing to do, but we did. I mean, I knew I'd be coming back here today, or tomorrow at least. All right, so we updated the parser library, or combo library, And can we improve messages on to-do as well? Let's just make that, whoops, improve messages on to-do tests. Okay. Should default message apply if they got equally far? No, I think we've dealt with that. Variable should know their type at the token level. That's a new thing. Okay. Dim should enforce. That's a true thing, but it's sort of out of the scope of the evolution to the new parser. It wasn't enforced in the old parser, and so our quote refactoring. It's not quite a refactoring, but it belongs in the main branch to do that work. Okay, this one, however, that's what we need to do now. Okay, so we had this predefined function enforces types. This is sort of similar. Predefined def is user defined. Okay, this is predefined. This feels like things are maybe out of order a little bit. User defined. No? Okay. Missing characters at end of line. Yeah, that's extra characters at end of line. That one's a little goofy too, because it would be nice if it detected, like, I expected a right parent. Okay. Expected start of expression, same thing. Okay. All right. Well, let's tackle the statement ones. Predefined function enforces types. Okay, so we have a print SQR of a string. You can't take the square root of a string. Say we ain't JavaScript here. This is basic. Okay, extra characters in a line. Well, this really should be caught as a semantic rule. Okay. Let's go to predefined. It's an expression, isn't it? Expression parser. Predefined is def, so I'm going to look for def, predef function parser. Okay, so you match predefined. Okay, so square root is a predefined value. It's a function. You call it with a left parenthesis. And expressions separated by commas. Oh, interesting. Okay, separated by commas and a right parenthesis. Okay, and let's go back here. It's predefined function, left parenthesis, expression, right parenthesis. So in that sense, it matched. Then we call check predefined call to make sure the arguments are okay, and then make predefined call to build the function. Okay, so let's go look at this. We want to get some type mismatches. Okay, I think argument of token. Yeah, this is a challenge. The argument, sorry, the token there is the name of the function, SQR. All right, and so if we're at SQR and junk, okay, our token is here, and so it's the same as the start of the whole expression. So what happens is it looks like it it looks like we're not getting anywhere. Okay, and the reason is we're saying the failure happened on the token when it really happened on the expression. And so I think I think that what we want to do is just move the token forward on this. So let's find the failures. Um, this one is probably okay. Predefined as inconsistent type. I mean, it's really an internal error kind of thing. Um, this one, however, I think we should at least get into the expression, the parentheses, and do it there. We always know +1 is okay because actually we kind of know +2 is okay, but we have whatever your line is, then we have an end of line token and then an end of statement token. Um, and so there's always +1 and even more. Then you can have an index that's one past your last thing. So I know this is okay. Um, and actually 2 would be okay and maybe more accurate because that gets us past the parentheses. We don't include the parenthesis here. We just got the SQR and the actual inner expression. So I think this is legitimately um, um, where we know the error is. We could be even more specific within them, but basically we don't have access to the tokens of the expression. We only have tokens that we've explicitly kept around. I can make an argument for doing this. Maybe that should be in our tree. It would probably make for better error handling. All right, so let's run this, and we expect that at least this and probably a couple others will pass or will fail now because they're going to say type mismatch. Darn. Extra characters to end the line still. Okay, so that theory was off. Sorry, it was expression parser. So my assumption was we were pointing to the original token. That looked like we made no progress. And somebody just said like, "I'll skip it if it's just no progress." So let's do. Where's the test for this? Yeah, let's step in this one. Okay. Expression parser. I want to find. Well, we'll stop here and take a look around. Okay. So run this test. Hit our breakpoint. Okay. Let's print the token. Square root. Line 25, column 7. Yep. And let's look at index of token. 2, 0, 1, 2. So line, print, and then the SQR. Okay. I will step over. Okay. Let's look at the actual arguments. String X. Okay. We'll do a type check. Oh, interesting. That's kind of an old school. Let's step in here. Okay, it returns a message if there is one. Okay, so let's look at parameter types is number and type is expression. The count's not the same. We're okay there. We zip these through and result has type mismatch. Okay, that's good. Let's go out. Okay, error message equals nil. No. So we're going to return index of token plus 2 is 4. Okay. And the error message is type mismatch. Okay, so this function does its job. All right. Oh. So it returns 4. I think I may be in trouble already. Okay. Let's step into. Okay, this is check. It the parse succeeded. The checker. Okay. I guess we're going to see what comes out of this, but it should be a failure because our checker function returned a failure with 4 and whatever. Okay, so we'll step out. Now we're in a pipe. Oh, interesting. All right, we'll step over. Let's look at result. We expect the result to be a failure. Okay, position 4, type mismatch. Okay. Step out. This is an or else. Wait a minute. Or else, okay, input equals start index. Okay, so the left-hand side failed. We're just doing the right-hand side. I don't think, yeah, that's not going to be helpful. Well, maybe it is. Let's take a look. What token are we up to? SQR. Okay, yeah, we got the input, we got the result, and this thing should be a failure. Okay, so let's go out. Now we're in an or else. We've still got a failure. Okay. It better be this one, yeah. Index equals input dot start index is 2. Our index does not. It failed at 4, so we should be down here. That's what I would expect. Okay, now we have a name parser. Oh, this could be problematic. Okay, so what's the default message? Okay. I think the problem is our name parser is it's not recognizing our failure, I guess. Okay, let's see what's input. Okay, it's a slice, so it's still back at SQR. Okay. All right, so we gotta parse input. All right, let's step over and let's look at result. Well, I can see it here. Well, token 4 type mismatch. Okay, that is what we expect. Now here, all right, let's get location. Location is 4. Input.start index is 2. Location is 4. So location is greater than start index, so it should return the location and specific message. Location and a specific message. Okay, that should be our error stuff. Well, it's right there, specific message. Okay, so I think we're returning an error properly. And let's go out and step over. Okay, result 1 is a failure. Better be 4 mismatch. Yes. Okay. If we get a failure from and then, okay, I'm a little lost on what the and then is. Right? Because it's parser 1 is one of these hugely complicated things, and parser 2 is hugely complicated. Okay. If it's a failure, return the failure. Yep. So let's go out. This is separated by. It's going to return the failure. Step out. Check. Let's see. So we're in the check. We'll step over. The parse should be a failure, right? Yeah, it should be our failure 4 type mismatch. I mean, everybody coming out should be convinced of that. Or else. Okay, this could get a little more interesting. Okay. And I gotta figure out which one of these. Okay, we're returning the original result, which is a failure. Gosh. And then I don't know. This is debugging these functions is annoying. Okay, because I'm in some complicated grammar rule, but separated by. Okay, we return the parse. Step out. Again, the parse should be a failure. Which will return, and then Another check. I really would like to know what check that is. Okay. I don't know where it's going to get interesting. Expression parser dot bind. Okay. Parser function. Okay, that should be fine. Pipe. Yeah. Where else? Name. At some point I should get to the print statement part of things. Okay. Results of failure. And let's look at index.start index again. Still 2. Parse many. Goodness. Okay, I'm going to try and find my syntax and see what's going on here. And we did the bind. Like all this stuff, I don't know why it's going in here, because this stuff all happened early. But we have the expression. I mean, we're returning the expression with the error result we want. I guess I'm suspecting that the print, maybe? Like, I don't know, let's find a print parser. Okay. So this match 1 is gonna get a printable. I don't know if I can break here. Expected start of expression. And I'm sorry, let's go back to our test. Or wherever it got off to. Expression test got extra characters and a line. Okay. Don't think I need token mentor, but statement parser. It's okay. What am I gonna do? We got extra stuff at start of line. Okay, so it said there's 0 or more. Maybe that's where we are. So there's 0 or more of these things. And if this errors, then somehow this should be an error. Zero or more. I wonder if this guy is not quite right for our expression stuff. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna risk going forward and hope we end up here. Oh, darn it. Okay. Let's consider this operator. Because he's really kind of defined to be like an optional plus. It's the many operator. Okay. I think maybe he needs to be a little bit picky too. Right. Hmm. Okay, so what I think is happening is he's getting a failure on the printable. He says, I expect an expression, and all I got was a failure. So I don't want to go into the while loop. I don't want to repeat my while loop because this thing didn't meet the criteria. But I think I think if he gets a partial match on that thing, he maybe needs to complain too. Hmm. Okay, yeah. So I think this is the issue. What about many one? He's kind of the same. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So the thing is, this thing it looks for either it looks for pure success, and if you match this the repeating element, um, then you're good. But if you don't match it, that's okay. You just didn't match. You got zero or more, so it's a zero, or you stop. Um, but it much like the optional success, right? It all success always succeeds, but this is not. Um, yeah, I think this should really be. It should really distinguish a failure at the start index or a failure at uh, in the middle. So if you get halfway through a match, like this one, got through the expression parser and found an error in the middle, it should really be complaining that um, you don't have anything. Hmm. And yeah, so oh boy. And I think the many ones should be in the same boat. If you say you're going to have A, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, and you're with at least one B, C, and you get A, B, C, B, you should probably complain like, "Hey, it's this thing is a problem." Okay, so um, the other thing is, I don't know, maybe I should be implementing these more in terms of each other, but um, hmm, okay. I guess we're going to put our parser combinator library hat back on, and we're going to say the many parser, both these need to take into account partial success, and they can fail if something goes wrong. And I think this one does. Okay, yeah, it makes sure it has at least one result. Okay. Well, let's do the mini. Yeah, let's do the many first. Do an update. And let's just run this one test first. Oh, it broke at my breakpoint. Okay, I was curious if it would there. Oh, sorry. Print $0. No. Okay. Well, broke there, but it's not helpful. I hope it's not a problem. Okay. We got our type mismatch. Run them all. There's going to be some that now succeed that we don't care about. Okay. Type mismatch. Good. And we still have to do our plus. Okay. Next one, type mismatch. Good. That's definitely the case there. Again, an integer function calling a string. Missing that. Well, let's come back to that one. Missing parentheses will come back. Factor not. And that one's interesting. Okay. Expected a data value. Okay, that's the correct one. So we would rather have it say expected a data value at this point rather than junk at the end of the line, even though they're sort of both true. Missing line number after comma is error. Missing expected character, yes, it's okay. I think I'm going to leave this one as a to-do still. Can we get a better message? Yeah. Okay. So let's run these again. It should be a smaller set, but not empty. Okay. So this one, missing left paren, that is what we wanted. So let's take our win there. Well, it's kind of good. I guess we were looking for a match after this call. We definitely expect a parenthesis. Okay. Yeah. And when I have the to-do that was already there, it really says we had that message before, but we had to live with the worst message for now. Missing left parent. Right parent. Expected start of expression. Okay, this one is that might be as good a message. Oh no, missing expected character. I'm gonna get these two passing and then deal with the to-do aspect. Okay. And this one. Missing expected character. Really, I'm expecting an integer there. Okay, so these should pass now. But I still have some to-dos. Okay, so let's improved error messages from updating P combo. Star now has no backtrack semantics. Okay. Okay, so let's look for these to-dos. Improve messages on to-dos. Maybe we should be more specific. Better message. Okay, expecting character. So let's look at the on statement. Okay. On match one, comma. Okay, so this look at the test. Expected character. It found the comma, but it didn't find the integer. Match one. Okay, this thing is defined in our token matcher. Okay, I think this is really just a consequence of this. Integer is really just an integer. So I'd like it to say expected integer instead of whatever it is saying now. Oh yeah, there we go, missing integer. Missing, maybe it should be missing expected integer. Wait a minute. Okay. To token list for match one. Missing integer. That's probably okay. All right, let's find our other to-do. This one, expected start of expression. Okay. Missing expected character. All right, so we've got to look at our grammar again. Is this expression tests? Parse expression tests. Where's my file? There we go. Expression parser. Okay. And this one is basically, I think the error happens here. Okay, so, all right. So once you've come in, this is factor. So when you come in down at the bottom, once you get past all the parentheses, we expect to see a number, an integer, a string, a variable, or a function. And we're not seeing it. Sorry, we're not seeing any of those because we're seeing a star. And that can't start any of these sub expressions. So we expect to see expected start of expression. I think maybe name parser I don't know if name parser needs to mark progress. Like, is it showing up at some point? I don't know if I can make. Let's make a temporary change. I'm going to say comment out this. Comment out this. Okay, so I'm only allowing left parens or numbers. And I'm going to trace this guy coming through. It should get here and say you're not a left paren or a number. And expected start of expression. Instead, we're getting something else. So this breaks. It's not a great way to do this stuff. Yeah, let's see if I can find a way to break where I want to break. I guess that's in name parser. Or name. Let's break here. Okay, so if I run this test with this, well, I really expect expected start of expression because that's really the only legitimate thing there. Run this test. I should break on name. Okay, and let's result is a failure. Position 5, missing expected character. Well, that's a surprise to me. I am getting missing expected character at position 5. 0, 1. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We got to figure out where that's coming from. And I think it's got to be this. or this. So we should be at a star. Okay, index 5. Let's make sure that's right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on the star with expected end of expression. And we're in the name parser, right? So result. Okay, let's step over. I think I'm buying trouble. It's not a success. It's a failure. Okay. Print input dot start index is 5. Is location greater than start index? No. So this thing should return default message. Right. Okay, let's step out and over, and this should have the message. It does not. Oh, expected start expression. Yes, that's the message we want. Okay. All right, so we're in the and then, and I guess we got to look at the caller of factor parser. Is, oh, down a level. Factor parser is called by power parser. And called by this and called by that. I would think relational parser. I kind of would think it would fall through all the way to this, and then the expression parser. Okay, I'm going to bounce out like 4 times. Separated by. Okay, this is my separated by. He's good. Okay, so parser 2 and parser 1. I think parser 1 has failed. Okay. Yeah, we're still at start of expression. We moved forward 1. Okay, this is check. Or else. Check. Pipe. Results of failure, so we're returning a failure. Results still a failure. So this is or else. Okay, let's check this. Index equals start index. Input does start index is 5. I think I just stepped over the critical piece. Okay, let's go out. Result one. Oh, it's still the failure. Okay, that's good. Failure returns failure. Separated by returns what it has. Parse failure returns failure. Yep. Okay, we're getting close. Parse returns failure. Okay. Expression parser.bind will parser. I don't understand why this line gets executed here. But we'll return out parser function of input. This is the bind. Okay. Out. And his result 2 is our failure. Okay, so that was the expression. I think. Look at all this stack. Ugh. I wish I knew a way to turn off. I just want to see my calls, not the internal calls. Although it's still a mess. Okay, I don't know how to. I guess I'm still running around with failures. Okay, if I step out and look at result 1, it's still good. You really do get buried in this grammar because it's so huge. And it's not the biggest possible grammar by any stretch. Okay, or else. It would really be lovely if I could name these parsers. But failure. Okay, let's index. Start index is 4. Okay, so we're going to keep returning it. Can I? Let's look at the statement parser. Can I? No, it's not the function, it's the pipe operator. Right? Let's see. Oh. Named up parse. Expected start of expression. Okay. I want to return until I get to the pipe, which is like down here. Do I have any earlier pipes? There's one. There's one. Okay. I'm going to continue. And that's a name parser. So I should be okay continuing. I'm in the pipe parser. Okay. Parse. Okay, so the result is a failure, so it should return. Okay, so I'm going to keep going until I get to the next pipe. And I want to break on make statement parser, make print statement. Break here too. Okay. Name. Parse. Oh, there it went. Somebody switched the message between there and there. Now it's missing expected character. Oh. All right. This may be where we stop today. So we've got this test. Let's kind of summarize. We've got this test. We're getting expected. We want expected start of expression. We're getting missing expected character. And I think maybe one thing I can do let's look at token matcher. This match one. Let me try putting token type in here. Okay. I'll run all tests. A bunch are going to fail. Then let's run the one test. Right. Let's just run this one test. Missing expected character not. Okay, well that gives us a clue. Our problem is in our expression parser, and it's something to do with this not thing. Right. I think what it's doing, we'll have to see, but I think it may be this failed, and it said, well, if that failed, you really need to do this. But that didn't fail at the front. It did fail at the front. Okay, I'll try one quick thing. Let's switch the order. So we either match the knot and a bunch of stuff, or we just match the thing. Wow, what did I just do wrong? Okay, let's try this swap again. Okay, well, there's something going on here, and we will pursue it tomorrow. Okay, and I've left expression parser not parsing all kinds of things, so I will I will hopefully know to deal with that tomorrow, and we'll pick up there. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time to 12:30 p.m. probably till 12. I may have to run a little early, or 3 to 5:30 p.m. UTC. Thanks for joining today, and we made a definite progress on this. We got this one last one, and I think there's something going on with that knot that maybe there's a backtracking thing there that we can take advantage of. So have a good evening, and catch you again in the future, I hope. Bye bye.